Hey, welcome to this video. I'm gonna talk about Speed to Lead today and how it was able to get me from 2k month to past 10k month. And it's like a one simple thing that you can always switch, you can always do better. You're usually not as fast as you think. And the reason why I'm even making this video is because it's like the easiest thing that can scale you to anywhere you want, probably, based on the quality of your leads, based on how many leads your business is actually generating. And if you can just do this thing right, and if you're just not going to be slow, if you're going to be at speed to every single lead, you're going to make a lot of money and you can scale a lot just by doing this simple switch. Like, hey, I'm going to be completely honest though, it is kind of uncomfortable, especially at the start, to just like prioritize this thing if you're not used to it. But once you're going to get used to it and once you're going to actually be good at this, you're going to see the outcome, you're going to see what it actually gives you when you like really focus on this. You're going to see how much more money you can make when you actually focus on speed to lead. And you'll see that it's going to be possible for you to get back to that current position that you're in currently. So, I mean, let's get straight into it. Yeah, one more thing before I get into it though. The reason why I'm mentioning this thing is because it was actually able to take me from 2k month to 10k month with just DM setting. Now, when I'm running my own offer as well, while when I can also control the quality of my leads, the amount of my leads, and what my content looks like, etc., etc., I can make even more because I can control more things, not just like the speed to lead. So if I wouldn't scale like as much my own offer while applying speed to lead, I would also control the amount of leads and the quality of leads. So if you're there because you're running your own offer, definitely also look into the quality of the leads and the amount of leads that you're getting and make sure this is actually worth it. And if you're just DM setting and if you want to scale with DM setting, then you're probably gonna do too much, but you can at least control the speed to lead. That's why I'm making this video. This is mostly for DM setters, I'll be completely real, but there's no real reason why someone who's running his own offer, wanting to scale more and more and more, should watch this because speed to lead matters every single fucking time. This video is about DMs, so it's not about dialing, calling someone on the phone, hitting up someone after they fill out your application. This is about managing your inbox, as I'm mentioning it right there. So this video is purely focused on the DMs. This is why I'm saying that this video is mainly for DM setters and for someone who actually just like wants to manage their DMs correctly, or if there's someone who's running his own offer and has a DM setter. So it doesn't matter if you're running your own DMs, you have a setter or whatever. It will help you a lot if you actually want to prioritize speed to lead in the DMs, not on the phone. This is coming from me, who generally always struggled with staying active in my DMs and keeping up with all the leads. And that always hurt my pocket. And that's like the main thing that just generally like let me be stuck at 2k a month. That's just like genuinely the only reason. I was always good at setting, always had like the right process, I always had like the right skills, and I was still stuck at like 2k a month. And I always had an ego about just like because of my skills, right? I always had everything that's necessary. But at the end of the day, if you know what to do, but you still don't do it, you still don't have like the right system for it as well, you're not gonna eventually scale and you're not gonna like do the right thing. I was always having like 99 unresponded messages because I was on huge offers, and I never was on offers that had like a small amount of leads. I never knew what lead to focus on to just like work with the most amount of leverage. I was losing so much money every single time. I was poor. So the reality is, you don't need more leads before you figure this out. You don't have to go harder on marketing, especially if you have hundreds of unresponded DMs and many unfinished conversations that could turn into many closes. So yeah, with what I'm doing right now, I'm actually able to be active with all the leads while not having to grind my ass, so while not having to just like work the whole day, because I actually know how to structure everything generally. I'm not missing out on opportunities, not losing money, not leaving money on the table, which makes a lot of sense, right? That's why we are even doing speed to lead. That's why we are improving that. And I'm actually maximizing what I already have, so we can keep doubling down on marketing, so which is a super important thing. If you can actually just like do your best and just maximize the amount of money you can make with the amount of leads that you have, then you can go and focus on that marketing. Then you can go and actually scale marketing so you can make even more, because now you have the strategy for speed to lead, right? How I actually did this. So my first task of the day is to respond to everyone, starting with your best leads and working your way down to the weakest ones. So you start with the best leads, generally, like you go based on priorities. If there's someone who wanted to book a call yesterday, go and exactly find these people and respond to them so you can just start making the most amount of money, like right off the bat, right when the day starts, basically. Yeah, you ideally do this before your leads are even active, so your inbox is already organized and you can focus on converting them as they reply. So let's say that it is a morning, most people are still not active, most people are still sleeping. That's the exact time where you should just like start. Generally, just like be faster than people. You just like get into the DMs, and yeah, it will make everything much easier and simpler. If you also have to do outbound, or just like reach out to people without them having to come as inbound, then you should do this pretty much like earlier than your leads are gonna be active, because like you don't wanna go and search for your own leads when you should be generally running conversations, and that's generally what held me back. I was always just like trying to do this like work that I felt like is effective, but I wasn't maximizing what I already have, all of the opportunities that I already have, and that I could make money with. So I was just like searching for my own leads, doing outbound, when the inbounds from well, when in reality the inbounds were there, or like leads from ads, for example. Now, if you do outbound, you definitely wanna just like do it before you should actually run the real conversations, which is something you should do most of your day. So let's say that you actually responded to every single lead that was left unanswered for the night, or even before when you weren't like responding to everyone, or you weren't really respecting the speed to lead. For whatever reason, you're gonna first respond to every single person, no matter what, and then you can, if you have to, then you're gonna run outbound still earlier than your leads are gonna even get active, right? So you'll do that, and yeah, you'll do this before your main leads are active or awake and start responding. But once it's actually like the prime time when everyone is responding and like the inbox is super active, you know what I mean? It's your priority to just prioritize and focus on these leads. So it's more than simple, genuinely. But one thing though, as I said, marketing is super important, and just make sure you're actually speaking to the right people. Just make sure you're actually speaking to people that can convert. Because I'm not making this video to show you like how to get better leads. I'm not showing like this kind of magic. I'm generally just making this video to show you an easy, simple process on how to respect speed to lead and just actually prioritize this in the DMs, because I'm really good at it, right? It's nothing hard, but there is a lot of people that are just like losing money because of this, that don't know how to prioritize this, even though it's simple. Well, it probably isn't easy. Not everyone is gonna just like want to work this way. Not everyone will want to feel uncomfortable for the first few days where you're just like not used to it. But that's all good. Like we are there because we want to make money, right? If you don't believe that like the leads that you're texting with cannot convert, then you should drop feedback or change something on the marketing side. Depends if you are running your own offer or not. So if you're not running your own offer, generally just like give feedback to whoever is managing the marketing side, and just tell them like the leads that I'm working with are honestly like not the best, and cannot even I cannot even like make a lot of it when I'm doing my best, when I'm at speed to every single lead, but I'm actually just like doing everything I should. You just have to say it out loud if you feel like you are not even like losing out on money because of yourself, but mainly because of marketing. I'm not saying that speed to lead is gonna fix everything. That's generally like not the truth, but it could be, right? It could be one of the two things. You're either lacking the DMs, like speed to lead is a problem for you, or the lead quality is a problem for you. So if you feel like you're doing your best, speed to lead, everything is just like good on your side, then but like you're still not making a lot of money, or you feel like this could be way better based on the potential of your offer, then just go and drop feedback on marketing, go and improve it if it's your own offer. Go and do something with that. Also, one of the reasons why I scale so much is because I'm prioritizing my energy. I'm naturally have like high testosterone. I have everything in order to just like stay energized the whole day. Just stay fucking locked in the whole day, work with leverage. I was naturally blessed though. And if you're not that person, you should prioritize your energy, because you're not going to be able to make it with any offer, any business. You're not going to be able to make a lot of money. You're not going to be able to prioritize speed to lead. You're not going to be able to even implement what I'm saying if you're just like low energy and you cannot work with at least a couple of hours, but with the right leverage. So as I'm saying, I do have an advantage when it comes to energy, when it comes to just like being focused, because that's naturally who I am. And I generally love using my unfair advantages. But if you're not someone who's actually energized and you don't have what I just said, then you have to just like do your best to prioritize energy, because you're gonna be able to work with more leverage. That's gonna allow you to buy back more time, to just like have time for other stuff. For example, if you're someone who is still DM setting while you're running your own offer, basically just like doing multiple things. I DM set, I have my own offer, I make content. I go to the gym. There's it's nothing surprising. I'm not flexing on you guys, but I do multiple things every single day, and I wouldn't be able to do this without just like actually working with leverage and getting shit done. But also, even though I have the advantages and everything, I also was at a point where I wasn't working with leverage, and like my first year when I was like running an online business, I was working for like a year straight without making any money, because of like not doing the right leverage and not doing like the right actions, not working with leverage. That's just it. stay in the right state, just be aware of what's happening around you, why you're losing all that money. And if you actually had a feeling that it's speed to lead, and now we're actually able to fix this, I'm generally more than blessed that I was able to help you with this. And yeah, there are always going to be bottlenecks that you're going to have to fix. So yeah, just stay aware. And in the DMs, just don't come across salesy. Like, I don't think like this setting is such a hard skill. It's just like about not coming off salesy, trying to do your best to just be yourself. Just like, well, like ask a few right questions. If you're a DM seller, just like master the skill of speaking like the offer owner. If you have your own offer, just master the skill of messaging exactly how you're speaking the content. I'll be real though, if you apply this and something still feels off, you're probably actually lacking the skill, which isn't even something hard. I was already making a video about this, and my setting process is super natural. Like, I swear, there's nothing special. There's nothing special about this. Sales is not anything special. Sales is generally so easy, like I cannot even comprise this enough. Sales is so easy, like some of y'all are complicating this so much. And it's about just like understanding what sales actually is. And I'm more than willing to make a video about this. So like generally just forget about this, because I'm like more than willing to make a video about like what sales actually is, why it's such an easy skill, why some people are just trash directly and some people are good because they understand it. And it's just like not a special skill. It's not all about like the questions that you ask. It's generally just like being aware of why this conversation is even happening, right? That's the first thing. Then you're the solution. They have a problem. You just generally ask whatever you feel like. I don't feel like there's anyone who's as dumb to not be able to ask the right questions. Like the same, generally like the same is in every single conversations. Like you're speaking to a friend. You can just even imagine this. You're speaking to a friend and they have a problem. You have a solution. How would you just like give it to them if, let's say like if it would actually cost something, right? I'm not telling you to just call your lead's buddy or however you call your friends, but it's generally just like not as complicated. So if you want me to make a video about just like how to actually improve in sales, how to stop being miserable at it, I'm more than willing to make it. That's why I'm fucking rich, right? And I'm also willing to drop a video going through my process that allowed me to cash collect more than $1 million in the last 12 months, just like as a dream setter, nothing else. So if you're interested in something like this, comment the word setter, and I'll be quick as always and I'll post this video.